updates coming in as far as the war itself is concerned. We're now learning that Israeli forces have captured the historic Beaufort Castle in southern Lebanon, marking their deepest known ground advance into the country in more than 25 years and bringing back memories of one of the most contentious chapters in the Israel-Lebanon conflict. The capture of the 12th century Crusader fortress is not merely a battlefield development. Rising above the Litani Valley in southern Lebanon, Beaufort has long been seen as a strategic military position and a powerful symbol of Israel's 18-year occupation of southern Lebanon, which of course ended with its withdrawal in 2000. Dr. Sharad Kohli, I'd like to rope you in at this point. Even as we're speaking, we're seeing developments as far as the war is concerned between Israel and Lebanon. Further incursions have now been made. But speaking about the Indian economy at large, you know, Ms. Nikore and Mr. Mishra both pointed out the fact that yes, the consumer is taking steps at their own end to reduce forex outflows as well, to cushion the blow on our own front. But what can we then expect the center to implement at the macro level if this continues?
Well, that's a very good question. First of all, I would like to inform Rajat, although they say when there are three economists sitting, there are four opinions. But I like to inform him that that the U.S. stock markets there is a lobby in Wall Street which is artificially pumping money into, because U.S. economy is in doldrums right now, $40 trillion of debt, and there are no new investments coming. Inflation is shooting through the roof. So the Wall Street, because 65% of the people in America are connected to stock markets, and just to keep the electorate happy, I think there's a lobby in Wall Street which is trying to artificially pump in money into the. Normally, when a country is in war, their stock markets don't go hunky-dory. That's my first point. Now, your second question, or your question relating to macroeconomics, I have a very interesting suggestion here. I feel that the show becomes more useful when the experts sitting here, they give you a solution as well. See, on 1st of February, Pia, when the budget came, there were a number of announcements, as it happens in every budget. Now, there are developmental announcements and there are welfare announcements. Now, my suggestion is that the developmental and welfare schemes, which are low on priority, they should be kept on hold, because we don't want to disturb your fiscal deficit target of about 4.5% or so. What you can do is you can keep those spendings on hold and offer them to oil marketing companies, cushion them further, so that this 7 rupee 50 paisa approximate petrol diesel price increase can be rolled back. This is going to be very, very effective. You can always put those schemes back in action. I calculated about 75,000 crore rupees is required as a pre-allocated expenditure, which can now be diverted for this purpose, because there is a need, Pia, to give immediate relief to people. It's like a classic example which I gave is, there's an accident on the road, and I would want Mithali to also listen to this. There's an accident on the road and the patient is bleeding, and the patient also suffered from diabetes for many, many years. Now you tell me, when he's taken to the hospital, what do? You first take him to the emergency, or do you first admit him and treat him for diabetes? What do? You'll have to stop the bleeding first. So that's what is needed. I think people of the country need immediate relief. Your long-term plans, long-term developmental projects, welfare schemes which are low on priority. I'm not saying stop Garib Kalyan Yojana. I'm not asking to stop Ujjwala Yojana. But there are many, many, many schemes. I have a list of 700-800 of them, which can be put on hold for 2-3 months till this stalemate is resolved. Because otherwise, either you take a hit on your fiscal deficit, because the 75,000 to 1 lakh crore which is needed by oil marketing companies, although I would like to say, Pia, that on January-March quarter, they made profit of 19,500 crore rupees. So it's not that oil marketing companies are down to the gutter. No, that's not the situation. They are not bleeding in red like anything. They were making profits until March. So it's not all that bad for them. But even if you want to cushion them, I think the center should come on. There's another suggestion. These oil marketing companies must be subject to a reverse disinvestment. Buyback of shares of these oil marketing companies should be done, because they are neither here nor there. Are they into profits? Are they into social service? I think the common man and the government is confused right now, because you don't want the prices to go up. At the same time, the shareholders want maximum profits. So I think this catch-22 kind of a situation should be resolved with immediate effect. So there are macro steps which, if government takes, I think this inflation creeping into the economy gradually in 2 months, I agree with Mithali that probably July, August will be the month when we'll be talking more about inflation more often than not. So I think this is the right time to roll back this 7.5 rupees, and that will make a big difference, Pia.
Absolutely. We're tracking further updates now as the Iran war is of course spilling over into Lebanon as well. Israel